Hello everyone, it's Josh from JK Studios here. Today I'm going to be bringing you part 2 of my making a Minecraft scene tutorial. So, let's start with opening up our file from last time. First, we just have to retrieve the file. Here, let's open it up. Okay, so this is the file that we created last time. We'll be making a walk cycle today. So we have our character here, and now we just need to start working on pretty much animating him. Well, that's really what it is, just animating. So you're going to close this plane here, and you're going to open up your character. Once you have your character open, the goals are going to allow you to move, up and down will allow you to bend, and then back and forth will allow you to manipulate his legs as to walking. Side to side, you're really not going to need, due to the fact of we're just going to be creating a walk cycle today. So the goal is pretty much so you can manipulate it. Do not use the poles because, as you'll see, it messes with things. It's manipulating the leg and spinning it. It's not what we want. So let's start. We're going to take the left leg, we're going to move it up a bit, and we're going to move it forward, sort of like he's taking a step. And that's going to be our first step. So then we're going to take our right leg, we're going to bend it a slight little bit, and move it back. We just want to move it back a tiny bit. Actually, before we do that, let's just keyframe every position, turn on automatic keyframing by clicking this right here, the two arrows going in a circle, and we're just gonna keyframe every one of the goals because that's all we're gonna be manipulating today. So now we have it, we can go back, bend that leg once again, move it forward, and let's go to the right leg, bend it that little bit, and move it back. The idea is we got to make everything look natural as possible, so we can't have a large bend like this in it, where it's like up here, because that's just absolutely ridiculous, but we also can't have a large bend like that. It has to be a very slight bend, and just can have it pulled back a little bit. It's very important that we don't manipulate him too much. So we're going to have this, but we're going to have it out at 15 frames. And that's where everything's going to be. So, keyframe out every one of these. Make sure they're all set, keyframed. Go back at 0, and you're going to make sure everything is proper. And by proper, I mean you're just having your legs like straight down, and just ensure it's how you would be standing. And once you've got that, now you can sort of watch this play. His legs move and just sort of split out that little bit. His leg lifts up and he moves back. So we're going to go out to our 15th keyframe, which is where we're going to be moving each step by. Because we're going to be rendering in 30 frames per second at the end of this, it's going to need to be half a second for each step is how I would like to do it, just for easy numbers for this tutorial. Although I would recommend, if you're doing this for your own project, not just learning how to do it from this tutorial, I do recommend doing 11 or 12 frames if you're rendering at 30 frames per second, just because of how it looks. So let's take our left arm, and it's always going to be opposite of what our legs are. So if our left arm is back, that means that our left leg is forward. So you just have to remember the opposites. And now try and get him in a natural pose, sort of like what you'd expect. And you want it to be natural as possible. So now we see where he is at 15. Watch this back leg right here. It's going to be a keystone for what we're doing. Notice how it moves back because of how we animate it. Now we have to remember where this is. So I find the easiest way is use a pointer you have, or just point with your finger and choose like a mark on your nail or something to that effect. Like right now I just reached up to my screen, I chose where that right foot is. Now I'm moving to 15 frames. We're going to select the whole character up here, and we're going to slide that point there, the circle that we put our finger to or our pointer to, and move it to where it is. So let's deselect off that, go back to the beginning, and play that through. See how he's staying still and he's moving forward? Now we've got that, we can focus on moving up another 30 frames. Once we've moved up that next 30 frames, we have to work on transitioning. So we're just pretty much going to go the opposite position for like the legs. So I'm just going to change this here, put that little bit of a bend, put it back at 30 frames, and now we have to manipulate the arms. So bend that left arm a bit more, stick it forward, take our right arm, unbend it a bit, pull it back. If you need to, you can turn around to have a look. And let's say I want this arm just a little bit more and a little bit more back. The idea is to make it look natural and Minecrafty as possible. So that's a real keystone for what we're doing here. So now we've got that, let's go back to our 15th keyframe. Once again, mark the position of the rear foot and go up to your 30 keyframes and move the position of, sorry, my bad. Select your character in total and move the position of your rear foot. Or sorry, my bad. Deselect your character, move back to your 15th frame, take that front foot, and it's going to become our back foot. Sorry, that was my mistake. Move, select our character, move our character up so it's in line with that point, and now there you go. So let's deselect. I'll take you back to the beginning, and I'll show you the first 30 frames, which is going to be the first 2 steps of our animation. See, it's you'll notice here it's going to be a slow step, and then the next one seems like it's speeding up. There's a reason for that. It's because when you first start getting your guy to move, it's going to seem like it's going faster due to the fact of, think about it, you're at a dead stop and then you start moving. So that's displayed here. So we're going to go up to our 45th frame, and when we do this, we're going to be manipulating it in such a way that the person actually comes to a stop. So our left leg, we want to manipulate it to straight down and bring it in. And actually we're going to drag that keyframe to 40, and we're going to work from 40 frames. That way you only have a 10 frame difference, and it's going to look more natural due to the fact he's doing about half of a step, but you do tend to slow down a bit when you're coming to a stop. So let's take our right leg, straighten it out as well, and pull it back. Now we have that. Let's do our arms, and we're going to put our arm down, but we're not going to completely eliminate the bend. Here, I'll rotate around so that way you can see better. You can see here how I have the little bit of a bend left in his arm. That's so you can properly see exactly how he is. I'll give you a look from this angle, and this is how his arm was before. So now let's manipulate the left arm in the same manner. Move it back, adjust it so that it's in a similar position, because you don't want his arm to be straight down, but you also don't want it to be to bend. So there you go. We have that. But as you'll notice, this front foot is where he's actually going to be finishing. So our character should be moving up to it, but he's not. So once again, what do? We select the whole character, we move our whole character up to that point, and we release. Let's select off him again, and we're going to go back to the beginning of our animation. Let's play through, step, step, stop. Pretty much you're just going to repeat that step process for every single one. You are able to do a trick that I'm going to show you now. So, this left leg, this is the step where the left leg is back. So, say we deleted this keyframe. Let's go through and delete the stop keyframe for every one of our goals. And, okay, now we've got that. We just are moving like that. So we're also gonna take and eliminate the character keyframe for the whole character moving. So we have this right here, and we know the opposite step is here at 15 frames. So how do you do that? You just go Control C, go out here to 45 frames, and you're just gonna paste it. You're gonna notice it's a bit different. He's moving his leg up here. His leg's up, back, up. So, we're just going to go to the right leg again. Select our 15th frame, copy it, paste it. And you don't have to select like where you're going to be pasting every time. You can just do copying and pasting. And this one as well, copying and pasting as well. So now we have that. Mark the position of where this front foot is, and you're going to select the whole character, go to 45 frames, and move the character accordingly. So there we go. Let's deselect our character once again, go back to the beginning, and watch the walkthrough. See, he moves properly. You're going to notice from this angle, and we're also going to move over into the front so you can see the character walk towards us. Step, step. You just repeat that, and once you get to the end, you can put him in the stop position like I showed you. Now, I'm going to finish off a little bit more animation on this, and it's pretty much just going to be more walking, only I'm going to manipulate him and move him in a different direction. It's really simple how you're going to manipulate to move him in a different direction. You're pretty much just going to grab your person, and you're going to rotate him. Only you're going to do like a step, and I find rotating on a single step anywhere between 16 degrees up to 21 degrees. So anywhere in that range there, I usually find is pretty good to do for a single step for just a regular turn. Now if you're doing a more sharp step, I recommend only going up to a maximum of 35 degrees turn. The reason for that is if you go anything past that, it's going to look very unnatural. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, favorite, remember to subscribe to my channel, as well as check out my other videos. I will have more videos in this tutorial coming soon. Thank you.